how to train jiu-jitsu with girls? Guys, this is such a great question, and one user asked it here. He said that he trained jiu-jitsu for a little over 2 years. He's blue belt, and he trains on a small gym near the Houston area. And he said that even nowadays, after 2 years, every time he goes train with a girl, he feels a little bit uncomfortable because he never knows how hard should he go. He never knows how if he should put weight on her, and he doesn't know like how he should actually like train with a girl, you know, like. And I love it when I got this question because this is something that I have two things here that I think it's gonna be a good tip to help everybody else that I use when I'm training with girls. So guys, I'm 230 pounds, okay? And most girls are not this weight, right? They're much lighter than that. And also like girls are weaker than men physically, right? Let's agree with that. Like girls physically are most of the girls are physically weaker than most of the men, okay? So understanding that most of the girls will be lighter than me and probably like weaker than me as well, I should be very careful on how I use my body when I'm rolling with them, okay? So two things that I do that I think can help everyone is I don't put a lot of weight. So for example, I love pressure passing. When I'm doing pressure passing against a girl, I try to focus more on the technique than in the pressure. I try to focus more in the grips and this and that, then focus on putting my weight on that. And many times I don't even use the pressure passing. I change to another passing. I change to, oh, let me improve my Toriano. Oh, this might be a good opportunity to improve my leg drag. Oh, let me try a knee cut, you know, like, and things like that. So I avoid putting weight, putting a lot of weight, because I'm 235 pounds. I'm heavy, you know, like. And then another thing that I do as well is I try to not be very explosive. Just because I'm probably heavier and stronger than her. And when we talk about being explosive, we're talking about putting speed, you know, like it's speed with power. So I want to avoid that. I don't want to like do a move that I'm going to go like boom, quick like this. And I'm not going to do a sweep that I'm going to go like, do a crazy strong move like this. You know, like I'm going to be a little more gentle, you know, like just because I'm being respectful with their body, you know, like I don't want to risk like doing something with my weight, my strength and my speed and hurt them. And then another thing that I do that's very helpful for me is, for example, lately I'm doing a lot of no-gi and I'm focusing a lot on one leg X-guard or shigarami or whatever you want to call. And for example, it's a game that I don't dominate very well a lot, and the person on top normally moves a lot and you gotta keep track with your legs. So when I'm training for girl, for example, I try to go to one leg X-guard. And I try to keep them there and move and then figure out what I'm going to do next. And they are normally quicker than us. And they're normally more flexible than we are as well. Girls are normally more flexible than men. So it's a great time to practice that. You know, like I'm going to put them in the one leg X-guard. I'm going to try to switch to the X-guard. And they will try to escape and things like that. So anyways, I think the bottom line here is a lot of common sense to understand that most of the times we are way heavier than them and we are also stronger than them. So I think like a good scenario here, imagine you are 190 pounds and you are rolling with a guy who is like 7 feet tall and he's 300 pounds and he's way stronger than you. If this guy decides to go crazy hard against you, he might hurt you, right? Like it's pretty obvious. So for example, in my hometown, there was a guy, his nickname was Kaká, and he was almost like 7 feet tall, and he was probably like 270 pounds or 260 or 280 pounds, and he would train with us men kind of gentle, because he knew that if he wanted to go really hard, he could break a bone from our bodies, you know, like. And for example, he also had the common sense to know that if some people, he could go a little harder than others. So for example, back then, he was purple belt, I was purple belt, and I was already like a good like 225 pounds. So with me, he would go a little harder than the other people. But if he was training for a guy who was like 45 years old, 180 pounds, brown belts, even though he was lower, he was purple belt, he would kind of like manage the row, you know, like more like manage and focus in the technique than try to go really hard. And I think it's the same for us. When we row with girls, we gotta have this conscience, you know, this idea, you know, we gotta understand that we're heavier, we're stronger, and we're bigger than them. So we should focus more in the technique, and we should be more gentle, you know, like, and things like that. So I remember, for example, when I was back at Marcelo's, every time a visitor would come and they would roll with a girl, we would all keep an eye on it, you know, like, because we never know how that guy rolls. And at Marcelo's, there was a lot of like visitors, because it was New York City, right? And then there were a good group of girls as well training there, and we had to keep an eye, you know, like, we never know how hard that guy is gonna go. And if you see that someone is very heavy or if you see that a man is going crazy hard against a girl, and that's kind of like a red flag. We might need to talk to the guy, you know, like, and of course there is exceptions here as well, right? There are girls that are black belt world champions, and then they train for a hobbyist that's lighter than them sometimes, and then this guy can go a little harder. We understand that, you know, like, but on average, men are heavier, stronger, and bigger than girls, and we should be more careful when we run. We should be more gentle when we row with them to make sure that we don't get them hurt, that we don't hurt them, and things like this. So yeah, I think those are the things that I normally try to do. And I think like I almost feel like when I'm training, even if I wasn't the instructor of the owner of the school, I think it's kind of like our job as well to keep a look and see if anyone is trying to hurt girls, you know, like, just I think that's kind of like the idea, you know, like, we should be careful to make sure that people without common sense don't come and go extremely hard against girls and create injuries, you know, like. So guys, those are my thoughts. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Feel free to disagree. If you disagree about anything, I'm totally open-minded to hear. I love reading the comments, and many times I learn things when I'm reading the comments. I learn a different thought that I also, yeah, that makes sense. I think this person is right. Many times I read comments as well, and it's like, I think this person is completely wrong. But I think it's part of the game, you know, like, it's part of like putting out content and giving opinions and this and that. But I'm totally open-minded and very respectful to everybody's comments. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. And for this user especially here, I hope those tips helps you. And next time you go row with a girl, you feel a lot more comfortable and confident on what you can, what you should and should not do. Hope you guys enjoyed, guys, and let's go to the next video. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTube Faria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.